Hello guys, welcome to the platform once again. It's great to be back on your screen. It's an interesting day and issues are happening. Manchester City has taken the English Premier League to court. Yeah, and I support the lawsuit. I'm going to explain the reason why I support the lawsuit. Yeah, and if it happens to be your first time of joining me on this platform, please do well to hit the subscribe button, touch the notification bell, share the program for me, and then do well to comment if you agree or disagree with me with the analysis I'm going to put across. Yeah, I support the Man City's lawsuit against the English Premier League, and those of you who are not aware of the happenings in England, Manchester City has the case with the Premier League, 115 charges that the league has leveled against them for Manchester City to cooperate and answer. Is going to be heard in November. That aside, Manchester City has gone to court to certify and ensure that their dignity is protected for that matter, and because they feel the FA's constant criticism and allegations against it in relation to the 115 charges that will level against them is quite unfair and draining revenue away from them, because companies and corporate institutions are trying to separate and trying to be careful in trying to doing business with Manchester City, because they are cautious and don't know what the club is about, because this is a club which has so many allegations against it, and hence companies are hesitant to do business with Manchester City. Why I support the Manchester City's decision to go to court. The Premier League has been acting to certain ways which tend to favor the traditional clubs in England. You know, you used to have Liverpool. Some other clubs might have dominated for some years, but most important and prominent ones are Liverpool and Manchester United. Liverpool did their time and dominated England league during the 70s and the early 80s. And Manchester United took over the dominance, and then they were winning league titles. Even Sir Alex Ferguson won 13 titles during that period. And it came a time Arsenal dominated a little bit before Chelsea took over the dominance of English football. Ever since Chelsea took over the dominance of English football, there's been animosity from the FA on the part of Chelsea, but against Chelsea, sorry. But the Chelsea, during the Roman Abramovich era, has not gone to court to redeem its image. Though somebody will say Chelsea were not facing charges similar to what Manchester City is currently facing. I understand, but this kind of tactics and intimidation against Chelsea were done in so many other ways. As it is done, the only difference is that it's taking a different, posture in terms of Manchester City. And during the time of Jose Mourinho, if you guys could remember, he used to be labeling some accusations that there was a campaign against Chelsea with respect to officiating. Right, the referees will come in Chelsea games and they officiate and cheat Chelsea in certain clear decisions that you think should go in favor of Chelsea, then they twist it and give it to our opponents. Though Chelsea being a big club, we've never protested against that. Somebody will say officiating decisions are different from this case. Yes, but I'm trying to build a case here. And even it came a time that we had so many, even currently as I'm talking to you, Anthony Taylor, when it comes to matches against Chelsea, he tends to officiate it in a way which clearly indicates that he's anti-Chelsea. And yet still, Chelsea, though, has not officially communicated to it. There was a petition online, more than 100,000 Chelsea fans. I'm not really sure of the number, so I stand to be corrected in the comment box. Great number of people signed the petition that they don't want Anthony Taylor to officiate in their games. And in important matches, almost always the FA will bring Anthony Taylor to officiate Chelsea's games, and he will cheat Chelsea and deny Chelsea points. You see, I'm trying to build points. Liverpool recently said they don't want Paul Tierney to officiate in their game. He was suspended for a certain number of matches, and when he was restored in their game later against Chelsea, he awarded some penalties and dubious decisions against Chelsea for Liverpool to win that game. Jurgen Klopp was complaining about Paul Tierney. He was suspended for some time. But Anthony Taylor, Chelsea have been complaining since up till today. The FA has not suspended Anthony Taylor in officiating Chelsea games. You understand? So this, among other things, and Chelsea started to be successful, and the FA were not comfortable with it. Why am I saying the Premier League was not comfortable with it? Is that the Liverpool and Manchester United have been dominating for certain years, and they've put themselves, direct or indirectly, some of their legends are occupying strategic positions in the media, and some of the referees tend to favor this Liverpool or Manchester City in some way, right? And so they are very firm and very strong with respect to the FA executive body, with respect to favors, and later on even a little bit of Arsenal. But when it comes to the new dominant forces of English football, I call them Chelsea, Manchester City, and later Newcastle United. Those forces, old forces of Liverpool, Manchester United, have never been comfortable with these guys becoming top guys. And so they try to do some intimidation in one way or the other to derail the achievement and management of this club. I remember during the COVID era, Liverpool faked a COVID test, and the FA didn't punish them. Liverpool faked a COVID test in order to get their game to be postponed against a certain team in the league. Chelsea had most of our senior players, according to the COVID rules, injured, and so we were entitled for our match to be called off against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Chelsea wrote to the FA asking for postponement of the game. The FA said no and allowed Chelsea to go and play the game. During that time, N'Golo Kante was half fit. He was injured and has not fully recovered. And he was played in that game because the FA had to force Chelsea to play, and Chelsea lost 2 points by drawing that game. Liverpool's later game was suspended and it was postponed, and later they played the game later when their players are back after the fake COVID test, and they won the game. You see, this among certain decisions that I told you about, the referee Paul Tierney, Liverpool said they don't want him. He was suspended for certain number of games before later he was restored, and he came and officiated against Chelsea in favor of Liverpool. You see all these tactics, and Manchester City think they will not sit down for the FA to do it to them. And now Manchester City are becoming successful, the first team to win the English Premier League 4 consecutive times. Even almighty Alex Ferguson, that the English press and media celebrate him, has not done that, and Pep Guardiola has done that. And now they are trying to level charges against Man City. I'm not saying my support of Manchester City in this case is not in any way saying that clubs should just defy the rules and do whatever they want to do to succeed in the league. But I don't think these things that is happening is out of place. The sponsorship that Manchester City claimed to be having from companies that the FA said are related to their ownership shouldn't be an issue at all, because during the time that Manchester United was dominating English football, nobody tried to bring any financial restrictions to curtail their success. But when Chelsea was dominating English football, the financial restrictions came into play, during which time that later on financial fair play came in, and now PSR, profit and sustainability rules, have come in to prevent clubs from spending the monies that their owners have. I'm not saying clubs should be allowed to spend money recklessly. No, that's not what I mean. But I think in trying to be fair, we have to apply it across board, and shouldn't behave in a certain manner which will indicate that we are acting in favor of certain clubs. When you look at this, even some sources are trying to say that Liverpool are behind this case, because the league titles that Man City have won, 3 of them, they've won it ahead of Liverpool. And even to add credence to the argument, to add some kind of confirmation to that anonymous belief, is that recently Jurgen Klopp, the outgone Liverpool coach, former Liverpool coach, said whenever the City case is gone to court and they strip City of the title, they should call him to come back and celebrate the titles. You see? And Jurgen Klopp is someone who works with the leaders and dines and works with owners of Liverpool. And so he knows what they are about. So if somebody says this Liverpool are underground, pushing the FA to punish Manchester City, to some extent, it makes sense, right? And so Manchester City are going to court, and also the tyranny of the majority. When we go, as in English Premier League, issues come up, they have a voting out of the 20 teams. And out of the 20 teams, 14 teams, when they voted in favor of issue, it becomes a law. So it may happen that